You're a person with a big heart, deeply caring about what's right and wrong. You know that politics shapes everyone's life. And if the government just did things your way, life would be so much better for everyone. Your political opponents? Awful individuals with poor values in the best case. Egoistic, malignant psychopaths in the worst case. The fate of society dangles by a thread, and it's your duty as a citizen to avoid mayhem. On this channel, we truly appreciate dedication to justice and morality, and that's why we invite you to open your mind to a scary thought for a moment. Let's explore it together. What if, without realizing it, the tool we're using to make things better is actually making them worse? What if we're trying to put out a fire with a bucket without realizing that it's filled with gasoline instead of water? Get ready for a wild ride. We're going to shake up the way you see one of the most widespread and legitimized institutions in history. Stay tuned. It's going to be quite an eye-opener. Some topics covered on this channel are presented through a fun adventure in a spoofy virtual world that takes real world very seriously. Welcome to the realm of Owner, a small role-playing game where you explore the map to harvest resources, build, invest, hire people, earn money, and grapple with bureaucracy. Players can make various decisions that impact the game's outcome and even choose to support and work for the government, with all its consequences. Check it out, link in the description. So, since forever, we've all been pretty fixated on this thing called government. Rich folks, poor folks, middle-class folks, all folks. It's like a universal obsession. You might be thinking, duh, government's power, who doesn't want power? Sure, but let's break it down a bit, shall we? Lots of people and organizations have power. What's so special about government power? Some might say, well, the government can raise money to provide services. Yeah, but regular folks and companies can do that too. The government can make rules, but guess what? We can make rules too. They're called contracts. The government can use violence to defend citizens and property rights. Citizens can use violence to defend themselves and their property too. That can't be it. What's the deal then? What's the one thing that only the government can pull off? Any more guesses? Alright, here it is. There's two kinds of violence. One is used to defend private property and the other's used to attack it. A criminal's defined as someone who uses violence to attack private property. Now, here's the game changer. The government is the only group that can use violence to attack private property without being labeled a criminal. Bear with me. A guy rings your doorbell, threatens violence to get money to pay for his grandma's medical bill. Total criminal move, right? What if he brings 30 friends with bills to pay as well? Even worse, they're now considered a criminal gang. Scale it up to 1,000, and they're a dangerous mafia. Hit 100,000, and they're a massive, dangerous criminal organization that society would want to squash at all costs. Now, here's the twist. Those same 100,000 folks, instead of attacking you directly, jump into the local election and vote for a candidate who plans to take money from people like you and give it to people like them. You lose the election and your money gets forcibly taken. This time around, society doesn't see a massive criminal organization to crush. It sees fair and just taxation for the common good. How crazy is that? It's like magic. Same action, same result, but in one case, society's all shocked. In the other, it's cheering them on. Let's say you're the CEO of a big corporation this time. Foreign competition is crushing you. You can't just pay someone to blackmail your rivals to force them to increase their prices. Creating a violent blackmailing gang is expensive and extremely risky. You may end up in jail. But hold on. If you sweet-talk a politician into getting society to pay for policemen that blackmail your foreign competitors, suddenly it's called a tariff. How amazing is that? A blackmail becomes a tariff. Extortion becomes taxation. Kidnap becomes arrest. Mass murder becomes war, and so on. Now, you're probably wondering, how's that even possible? How can the government pull off turning crime into something legal and moral? It's like turning lead into gold. Well, it's all because of a wild belief, a secular yet religious superstition that people carry around. the belief in a supernatural entity called authority. Authority has a superpower, the legal right to commit crimes, and whoever's chosen to represent authority gets that right too. Back in the day, it was claimed that this right was given to the monarch by God himself. Fast forward to today, and it's supposedly given by the people. The irony? Those same people believing they're granting the right to commit crimes also believe they don't have the right in the first place. How can they delegate a right they don't have?
How? I don't know.
Well, if a superstition made sense, it wouldn't be a superstition, right? So now do you understand why everyone's so obsessed with government? It's a magic wand, the ultimate power move. Ask yourself this: is it possible to use the right to commit crimes for good? Could crime be the secret sauce for a civil society? Can an institution whose existence literally depends on the aggression of peaceful people be the tool we use to improve the world? Crazy questions, right? Whatever your answer may be, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let pioneers explore new forms of governance. Stay curious, question everything.